All right, guys. Well, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to create video ads specifically, that will help you get more clients. And we're going to have Kim Blanc, who you probably recognize from the community, here to help us out with that. Kim, thanks so much for joining us. I super appreciate it. I know that you have been really, really helpful, especially recently. I think you've only been in the community for a couple months, if I'm not mistaken, right? So relatively new, but I noticed your name right away as one of those people that were jumping in to help out, especially with ads questions, which we get a lot of. So I really super appreciate you putting in all the effort and sharing all the value, and then jumping in with us today and sharing what you know about how to use video ads, which we're a big fan of as well, of course, to get more clients. Guys, just so you know, we do have a hard out. So we got about an hour and a half-ish, around an hour 25. If you guys have questions, get them ready and then put them in the Q&A, and we'll get through as many of those as we can. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. Let me know if you need anything, and I'm going to mute myself real quick and drink my Red Bull real quick.
All right, Carla, thank you. Hey guys, how's it going? So of course, as Carla said, my name is Kim Blanc, and I'm from Advisor, where we help people to script, launch, and scale video ads to their clients. Now, let me know in the chat, like, what do you guys sell and do, and what are you looking to get out of today's call?
Also, don't be ashamed to throw your offer in there, even if it's just an idea, guys, because I know we did put in the, when I listed the event, I did mention that we mostly talk about potentially coaching, clients here, but I'm sure like you would agree, Kim, that what you're going to be teaching today is stuff that you can use for all kinds of other high ticket, I'm assuming,
Exactly.
Courses, services, things like that.
Yep, that's correct. All right, so Terry, financial literacy. We got Michelle here, EFT practitioner, coach. Okay. Got coaching, got memberships here. Awesome. Who else? Oh, I believe Dave said comments are. Michelle? Thank you. We'll do one more and then we'll get started today. Oh, so Carla, I believe there's an issue with the comments.
Yeah, I saw that, Dave. It should be, here what I'll do, guys. I'm going to just toggle it really quick, just to kind of force it. Okay, let me know. You should be seeing everything. Oh, okay, you know what it is? So Michelle and everybody else, in your chat, in the right above where you would type, there's a drop-down menu. You want to make sure you click on that and then select everyone. That way everybody can see. Otherwise, just Kim and I get to enjoy that. So we want everybody to be able to participate.
All right. So in that case, then let's get started. So I'll share my screen for you guys real quick right here. Let's hop into today. Oh, so Carla, can I please share my screen?
Yeah, let me toggle that really quick.
Sure. In the meantime, we have LD. Speak Chinese 21 days. Is that a course or is that a coaching program, Ellie?
All right, you should be good.
All right.
21 days. Wow.
Coaching. Oh, wow.
Impressive.
That is.
That's a fast track.
Good results here. Awesome. So I'll share my screen here. Now, of course, today, again, guys, we're going to cover video ads that get clients right in this year. So why do video ads work so well, right? Why video ads instead of like an image ad plus text, or why video ads instead of like a GIF or or email? Why video ads, right? So I want you to take a look at your current like sales process, right? For your course, your membership, your coaching, your consulting, your services, or the sales process of a program or course, right, that you bought recently. And what you notice is right now, getting clients online, and again, this era, this year, it's mostly done through video. So Zoom calls like this, right? We sell and onboard and coach clients through Zoom calls. Our leads that we generate comes from webinars, sales videos, video sales letters, video sales funnels, right? Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, Facebook Lives in your group or on your profile, virtual events, your channel on YouTube, on TikTok accounts, right? It's all your leads and all your marketing is done through video. So we sell primarily through video. So in that case, right, it makes sense that your first step in your funnel should be a video. Correct? Chat, guys? Michelle, yes, there you go. Awesome.
Everybody but me loves
James
video,
says, yeah.
I swear. I'm like the only one, but yes, video is everywhere. Right?
Everywhere.
Very good point.
So video ads work for every funnel. So whether your funnel is a VSL funnel for booking calls, a webinar funnel, a low ticket funnel, a funnel for high ticket, your funnel is a group on Facebook, Instagram page funnel, or like a profile funnel, video ads work for every funnel, no matter the offer, the niche, or the market. So we've seen that with video ads, it doesn't really matter if you've never done ads before, like as videos, or let's say you feel like you aren't good on camera. How many people right now in the chat feel like, they aren't good on camera? Does being on camera scare you, or is not your thing? Oh, James says get over it. Okay, James. Amen to that one. Now again in chat, does anyone feel like they aren't good on, or they aren't made to be on camera, and they're just not really, well I guess practice, correct? Practice on that one. So James says you will become good. James, correct. Now, one of the things that we've noticed is we have clients who aren't good on camera naturally. So they're very shy, reserved, or they aren't that social to where they have that pizzazz where you can tell that they're that guy or that gal. But one of the things that we notice is you don't have to be. Now, James said practice. James, I would add that. James, I would add to that too. That one of the things that we see is when it comes to creating video ads that convert, all you need is a script, or as we say, a high converting video ad script. The script is all you need to get ads that convert. And in fact, right, if you read the words off the page like so, anyone can create a video ad that converts. Again, the script is all matters. What's said in the script. So now, with that being said, what should you say in your ad or script to create a high converting video ad? So I would say the past 5 or 6 years doing this, we found that there are 5 elements that need to be in every single video ad, whether it be for e-commerce or services, coaches, consulting, courses, anything they sell online. These 5 things need to be in the ad. Now those 5 things are what we call in our pump formula. So five elements will be problem, urgency, mechanism, promise, and proof. So problem is, of course, what's the issue that your clients go through, right? Problem. Now for urgency, I believe it was it Ellie? Has the course, right? Teaching Chinese in 21 days. Yes. So speak Chinese in 21 days. In 21 days, right? That's a pretty quick offer. So right, speed and urgency, that is really impressive. So problem, again, urgency. Mechanism is what makes your offer unique and different. So is it like your IP or your system, your scripts, right? In our case, or let's say you're selling e-commerce, it's the actual thing that you sell, right? Whether it be the products, the tent, the creams, the lotions, the lipsticks, the watches, the tech, right? That's the mechanism. Promise is what's the result that I get once I use your course or your service or your product. And proof is, okay, Kim, right? This is a lot of knowledge. Now, Kim, how do I know that this works, right? Where's the proof? The demos, right? The client results, the case studies. Where's the proof? So these 5 elements, they make a high converting video ad. And you want to have all of these 5 in your video ad to have a strong video ad. Because if not, then the video ad is not going to be that concrete. So imagine Like your video ad is you being in court and like you making a case, right, against or for something. And without these, without like all 5 of these, like your case is not as strong or very weak. So you want all 5, right? Problem, urgency, mechanism, promise, and proof. Now, before I go further, guys in chat, let me know thoughts on all this. Does it make sense? Hook, value, offer. James. James, close. The hook is a very important part. Value offer as well. So Michelle, I will. And Dave says, so far so good. Michelle, no, thank you. All right. So now the most important part, of the video ad, as James kind of, alluded to, is the hook. And the hook is the first 10 to 15 seconds of the video. So that hook can make or break the ad. And by make or break, I mean that hook can decide whether or not you're paying $5 per lead or $5, per sale or per call, or $15 per lead or call or sale. So again, the hook can really like dictate your cost. So this hook needs to be spot on. If not, you're going to pay a lot of money, right, to get the clients, the leads, and the sales. Now, the hook needs to cover, right, these 3 things. First thing is who this ad is for, aka your avatar. So who is for? So if you are, right, this avatar, so if you are a coach, if you are a realtor, if you are a painter, right, if you are a plumber, that's the first part. Then what problem that we help our clients, solve? So avatar, problem, and lastly, cover what solutions and results that we can help them to get. So if you are avatar with X problem, then here's how I can help you achieve this result. Like these hooks, these hooks work across all markets, all industries, and I've yet to see it fail for any clients, unless the client has misjudged the data on the problem and the solution. So your hooks are going to be really amazing or very poor, depending on the data that you feed the hook for, again, the problem and solution. So of course, as Dan said in the past, for the problems, you want to address the problem, not the diagnosis. So the real problem. And solutions need to, of course, be appealing, right? So it needs to be fun, simple, concrete, fast, right? Like I think it was, again, is it Ellie or Eli with the learn Chinese in 21 days, so right, pretty fast. So great solutions, and again, the right problems. Now, Michelle asked, right, will there be examples? First, Michelle. So here, let's actually start with the example for B2C. And by B2C, I mean like anyone who's selling anything to a consumer. So would it be like dating offers, marriage coaching? You have like fitness, weight loss, weight gain, but muscle gain in that sense. Health offers, biz op, like kind of like crypto or investing, like those offers. Let's do first the B2C offer over here. So I'll share my screen here, and I may need to reshare my screen, guys, so that way we can hear the video. So let me do that.
I always forget about that little box too. I have to go back and hunt it down.
All good. So now, guys, this ad here, to summarize this ad is selling a coaching program or course helping moms to start an online business, becoming a bookkeeper, right? So again, who? Avatar, moms. The solution or the promise is to start an online business as a bookkeeper. Problem is these moms want to spend more time, at home with their kids while earning more, but they can't, right? So now let's hear the video. Press the audio and full screen for you guys, and play.
Ever wondered how you can spend more time with your kids while earning an amazing income from home on a flexible schedule? Look, working your tail off in nursing, teaching, office jobs, sometimes with 2 jobs, for an employer that doesn't value you, grinding for 45 hours a week only to have an empty bank account is not the life you were meant for. If you're a mom and you want to quit your job to be home with your kids without taking a drastic pay cut to do so, then this video will be extremely valuable for you. Tiffany Higgins here, and these are my kids out here swimming. I'm one of the few moms that get to work from home and make a good living while getting to spend time with my kids. And every day I get messages from other moms that want to be home more, want to catch all of their kids' milestones. They want to travel and go on vacation, but they can't do that because they don't have a job that allows them the flexibility and the financial means to live that fulfilling life. They're overworked and underpaid, and they're sick of it. Maybe you're in a similar situation. If so, then we share the same story. I spent years working for someone else to get experience, even though I wasn't valued and was paid very little. So I decided to do a little bookkeeping from home part-time. And it was so easy to get clients and make money that my bookkeeping business exploded, and it drastically changed our family's lives. Only 7 months after opening my business, I was able to accumulate an entire year's worth of our mortgage payment in our savings account, and my husband didn't have to work anymore. To celebrate 1 year in business, we took a 16-day vacation across the country. It was the first time we experienced freedom like this. And we were able to buy an RV, which we used to travel across the country from Missouri to California. And I'm now able to work 4 times less for 4 times more money. I then showed some of my friends how to start their own work from home bookkeeping business. They are moms with no accounting or bookkeeping experience, but are now operating their own bookkeeping business that allows them to be home with their kids, as well as travel, take vacations, and even pay off their mortgage. Moms like Kim, who was able to quit her job and work 20 hours a week for 7 to 8 times more money. She's currently on her 6th vacation of the year so far, and she recently made $5,000 while on the beach in Florida. Caitlin, who doubled her income and is now making more than she was making while working 40 hours a week at a medical office. And Lauren, who got to $7,000 a month in reoccurring revenue with no prior bookkeeping experience. Kaylee, who left a pharmacy tech job making $15 an hour, is still able to use her passion to help people within her bookkeeping business, but now makes over $100 an hour. Listen, if you're interested in starting your own home-based bookkeeping business so you can work 4 times less and make 4 times more to provide for your kids, to travel, take vacations, and even pay off your mortgage, then I'd like to invite you to come watch our free masterclass. On this masterclass, I'm going to show you exactly how to start your new work from home bookkeeping business and land your first 3 clients ASAP. Again, you don't need any accounting or bookkeeping experience to get started. To watch this free masterclass, click the link below and register. Your kids grow up in the blink of an eye, so take action now so you don't miss out on their childhood. You owe it to them to come watch this free masterclass. So click the link below and I'll see you on the other side.
My bad. All right, so that was the B2C example for Tiffany. Now, I believe Michelle and Dave and James in chat here. So far, what are your thoughts on that ad for the B2C example? And which parts of the ad and the elements, again, in the pump formula, that did you like see in that ad? Of course, in the chat, anyone else, feel free to answer. Oh, Michelle, it's great. Now, Michelle, seeing as I guess you're very similar to, I guess, her client avatar, I'm gonna guess here. Did you like notice that the video ad itself was not very professionally done, but it did a great job, right, to pull you in and build rapport, correct? Jake says seems lengthy for an ad. So Jake, this ad actually runs on both platforms, and Jake, that was done intentionally. So the goal with these video ads is you really want like the viewer to be sold on, again, who you are, what you do, and like how they can either work with you or get your help from the click. Because with video ads, like the video can be 1 minute or 10, right? It's your choice. So if we're paying the same price for either a long or shorter video, then speak more, tell your story, right? Sell the offer better. That way your funnel can convert better. James says, problem, results proof. Yeah, there you go. And Michelle says, spoke to her objection. I hate numbers. Well, very common in this space, Michelle. Gabe says, emotionally crafted to get moms to free the time. Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, she did a really good job right at the top of that, of what we would call an identifying pattern interrupt. I'm sure you guys have noticed that if you've gotten to that section of like high ticket selling. But it's interesting to see, I'll just say for myself, it's cool to see somebody going for the direct pitch. Oh, that was what probably could also be called a VSL, right? Like that was almost long enough that you could have, like, especially in front of a whiteboard or something, that could have been a whole piece of core content. But you're right, like, interesting way to think about it, where if you're paying for the eyes anyways, like warm them up as much as possible, because you figure anybody who sits through and watches even like half to 3/4 of that is going to come away with being really warmed up and really interested to go check out what she's got, you know. But yes, a little polished, probably because of preparation, but not overly produced, which is very cool. I hope that is inspiring to people, because I know that's a big sticking point, big objection.
Carla, spot on. And guys, one thing to really take from this is you want your ads to not look like ads, because if they can tell it's an ad, they're gonna either skip button or they're gonna scroll right on their feed. So the ad needs to look like a vlog or like a live video. It shouldn't be like, the ad should look very, casual, like a vlog, because that's going to pull them in, right? Build rapport, right? And I believe James said, right, you want them to invest as much time as possible up front. That way the funnel doesn't like need to be amazing to convert, whether it be the group funnel, the VSL, the event funnel, book a call funnel, the webinar, that doesn't need to be as amazing to convert if the video ad can sell for you. Now, I believe Jake asked, can we run these ads on IG? So, Jake, it's funny you asked that. So we have clients who are actually taking their ads for other offers like funnels or sales funnels. And yes, they run the exact ads on IG, but they changed the ending of the ad to say, hey, so instead of click here to watch my webinar, it's click here to click here to drop me a follow on Instagram. And by following us, right, here's what you get daily, stories and reels on these things. So yes, these ads work on IG to grow your following list, or like your followers, to then grow your audience. So it's the same method. And campaign objective, I believe, Jake, you need to post this as a reel and then hit boost post on the video for IG. So Gabe said the last phrase of you owe it to your kids. Gabe, yes, Gabe, I had fun writing that ad. It was pretty fun. Michelle says here, I love this that she spoke about deeper desire. Yep. James says you don't need to. Oh, James, yes. So James, guys, with these video ads, the ad doesn't need to look and feel amazing. In fact, we've done tests when the ad looks kind of janky or very like low budget or just very casual, the conversions grow. Whereas well-produced ad, great camera quality, just great edits, music, captions, can actually tank your sales. Why? Because again, they see an ad that's well-produced, sales pitch, ad, skip, scroll, I'm out. They see this, okay, so it's a video, it might be an ad, but it doesn't like the quality is not so good where like their guard goes up. So again, the more low-key ads, they do way better in video. Now for images though, I will say for images though, you probably want the more quality image. For a video ad, more low-key works really well.
We actually experienced that as well. Yeshima, hey Yeshima, how's it going? She's here, so she can back me up on this. And I'm sure there's a couple other people who potentially were in DMC before with us. One of our best converting webinars ever historically was a whiteboard webinar on an iPhone years ago, and literally no preparation, literally zero. Dan in front of a whiteboard, 2 people that owned a business, and they went in on a kind of did a JV, and they told him what the problems were, what the audience was, with how they were doing it, and just right off the top wrote it out on a whiteboard, and it went live and it did really well. There's something that feels very personal, right? So like the example you just showed, when she is hitting on moms working somewhere and telling her story, those people who don't fit that avatar are just going to click off, which is what you want. But the ones that do are going to see in her someone that is relatable and reflects them. And that means she's not going to speak like a news anchor. She's not going to be dressed like one. She's at a regular setting, like a house, home, instead of at an office, right? Which is what you're trying to show, right? That you could do that. So yeah, I love the real, those ads that look like almost like a video call, like you're talking to somebody that you know, versus the really polished ones. Yeah. Yes. Authenticity. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe here from Daniel with Meta paid ads. So Daniel, for the ad placement, let Meta choose for you. So just do the auto feature. Because when you try to like force Meta to do what you want, one, you pay more, right, per result, and two, results could suck. So just pick the auto placements instead of trying to like IG or Facebook. So what if I want to grow your, sure. So Daniel, let's say I want to grow my IG. I would create a video ad, right? Same format. So you want to hook them in. Then of course have these 5 elements. So again, problem, urgency, mechanism, promise, proof. Then towards the end for the call to action, where I would say, click here for my webinar or training or demo, you would say, click here to drop me a follow on Instagram, right? For more updates on whatever like you sell or you coach on. And that's how. And again, Daniel, that would like allow you to grow your audience with actually good leads, right? That actually want to follow you, not just clickbaity, bots in a sense. Because now they know who you are, like what you solve with what solution, and why should they follow you? Here's why. So for lead quality, and of course selling any course or program, membership services, lead quality is very important. So you want to really pre-sell the offer, and again who you are in the ad.
You need to tell me that we can't just put up inspirational quotes and have a targeted audience. Yeah,
so Carly,
very true.
You could.
Right. You got to start off. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, you got to start off with that intention, right? It's a really, really good point.
Now, Yasim asking me use ads without having proper reach. Oh, so Yasim, so to run ads on YouTube, the channel can be brand new or have no videos. Doesn't matter. And again, Daniel, does doing paid ads for account growth affect? So Daniel, for YouTube, it does. For IG and Facebook, no, it does not. All right, guys. So that was the B2C example. Now to the B2B example. I'm sure some here will enjoy this one. B2B. So here's the B2B example.
If you're a digital agency looking for a proven method to test new ads without wasting money on ad spend, then I want to show you a rapid testing methodology that will 2x your conversions within 24 hours with one simple test. We are going to show you what to test, how to test it, and how to do it with an extremely small budget. Hey, it's Kevin from MidCRO. If you're like a lot of agencies and marketers out there, you're probably wasting a lot of money on testing paid ads. Trying to get product market fit, throwing stuff at the wall, seeing if it sticks, basically spaghetti testing. And you may find a winner here and there, but you probably don't know why it was a winner to keep creating repeatable wins. But here's the thing about creating successful ad campaigns. If you want to be successful with paid ads, you need to know what your audience wants, what's going to get them clicking, and what's going to get them converting before you even launch your ads. So while everyone else just launches ads and waits to see what happens and ends up losing money on testing, we test ads within 24 hours on small budgets before launching to ensure people are clicking and converting. We do this through our high impact tests, which allow us to get rapid results and massive growth. And it has allowed us to scale not only our own company, but our clients' accounts into 7 and 8 figures without wasting a ton of money to get there. The best part is you can run these ads in any industry and get results really fast. Now, I can go on and on about how awesome our testing methodology is, or I can invite you to go check it out for yourself. So if you click the link below, you'll be taken to a page where you can get access to our free demo. This demo walks you through our ad testing methodology process, explaining how testing velocity is crucial for business growth and why you need to be testing like Michael Jordan, fast. How our 80-20 rule helps you make faster decisions with less data. Plus, the proven testing strategy to stop spaghetti testing once and for all so you can understand what your audience really wants while saving thousands of dollars. With this testing methodology, you'll never have to spend more than $25 on an ad test again. If you'd like to 2x your conversions within 24 hours with one simple ad test, then you're going to want to check this out. To get access, just click the link below this video and sign up for the demo on the next page. And you'll learn how to achieve massive, repeatable growth for your business or your clients' businesses. Click the link below to get started.
All right, that was the B2B example. And guys, what were your key notes on this one? On the in the copy, the elements, the promises, the problems, urgency, mechanisms?
I really like the use of the word demo. I know that's just so probably not the main point, but for me, it's something, obviously he, sells a service, I'm assuming, right? Or some kind of coaching, but it can be either, doesn't really matter, but just the demo piece and the overcoming the objection of just going through a bunch of results and really respecting their time and saying like, hey, I can go through this. I can go through 10 more of these because I've got them all, right? I'm kind of planting that seed. Like I've got these results. I can show them to you, or like we can just get to the next step and get going. Yeah. So I love that. And I like the use of the word demo there. I wonder was that an intentional choice that you suggested, or was that something that they had used before instead of masterclass or webinar or anything?
So Carla, in the past, they did use webinars and like masterclass, but I said, let's do demo because demo has the implied feel of like a shorter, sales video, which it kind of does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So I believe here in the chat, we have, so Yasim asked here, so YouTube, I was wondering. So Yasim.
So we've had a lot of great success. We've I think there
we go. So Yasim, to answer your question here with the channel, there's an approach to this, right? With the channel versus the ads. So the ads can help you like jumpstart to just get leads and clients now. The channel does take a while to build up and get going, but of course it's free. So if you're looking for results now, ads, if you're looking to take some time to grow the channel, then you want to do that. And Dave asked, how's it going to be expected? So Dave, when you boost posts, or I guess not boost posts, but you boost your videos on YouTube for the channel, what happens is, seen as you're buying views, they don't like that. So they punish you by kind of like masking your videos in the results for the rankings. So let's say I'm looking for Dave Code, is it Koteki? So let's say I'm looking for you, Dave, on YouTube. Dave, even if your channel and videos rank for that name, because you bought views or you bought like bought branding for your channel, they're going to actually not show your channel or videos for your own name. So that's why you don't really want to buy views for YouTube. You want to run ads. Don't buy views. You see, Matt's here. Tools recommend to add screenshot testimonials. There are many tools. So we use Sony Vegas. Some clients use, I believe, there's one for Apple that they use all the time. That right now I'm blanking here, but there are many tools to just go in there and just place in the pictures of people. You could use one to Yasim. It's like 1, 2, 3 recorder online, a video editor. It's kind of free to use, so that too. And Jake asked, scripts, outlines, you can make. Oh, so Jake, yes, we can. So what I'll do here is, let me see if I can do this for you guys. I'm going to paste in our outline for winning scripts in the chat. Now, before I do that, put a 1 in chat if you want me to do that. And if there are enough ones, I'll paste in the outline. All right, many ones. All right, guys. So you guys want the framework here. So I'll paste in the framework within the chat. Feel free to ask questions on what's being covered in each piece, and we'll be sure to address that on the call. So Yasim said, question whether you recommend using videos. Oh, so Yasim, in that case, then I would just run ads on Facebook if I were you. And then run that to either like a group funnel, a VSL, a call funnel, video ads to that works pretty well. Because with YouTube channels, you want to go more like B2C, like, real estate, biz op, health, what is there? Dating, marriage coaching, YouTube. Unless you're doing B2B, like marketing for like general markets, it works well. Like niche down for YouTube is hard to convert. Sure. So Jake, the cost per lead varies. So we have some clients cost per lead like $4, $8, $3, right, for group funnels. Some clients like $30 per lead for like niche down markets, like builders and stuff. So it does vary by the video ad, the hook in the ad, the hook for the text copy, of course, your funnel, etc. So it does vary. So while you guys, I guess, read through that that framework there, let's go back to our here doc. Okay, so now that you guys know what to say, right, in the ads, how do you record these ads? So I don't have my cell phone right now, but what you want to do is grab your cell phone. Let's say cell phone. Grab a cell phone, record. That's it. Cell phone, record. You don't need any cameras like, for $4 or $6 grand. You don't need any, fancy tech. Your cell phone at a quality of 1080p or 4K, and that's all you need, which most phones can record at this quality. And again, like Carlos said, with the phone angle or POV, it looks like a FaceTime call, or like a video call, which works well in the ads. Because again, you want the ads to not feel like an ad. The ad needs to feel like not an ad. Because if you can tell it's an ad, skip, scroll past, block you, report your ad account, and you're done. So now a tip for recording videos is good video quality is kind of optional, because some clients, have gotten away with not so good video quality, but bad audio quality is not. Like, you need to have a good audio quality. Like, they need to hear you to be converted, right, to its clients. So great video quality is optional, but you need to have good quality for audio. It's a must. Now, here's one trick, or I guess one hack here to record video ads that actually, back here to Kevin's ad, Kevin used for this ad. So what Kevin did, actually, let me mute this here. What Kevin did here is Kevin recorded each line in the ad, line by line. So for example, let's go here actually. What Kevin did was, if you're a painter, let's do this actually. What Kevin did, it's more like this. Yeah, it's more like that actually. So line by line recording. For example, if you're a painter struggling to get more clients online, then I want to show you a new system where painters are using to get an extra six jobs per week without SEO, Google Ads, or social media. Hey, it's Kim from Painters Marketing Maniacs, blah, blah, blah. So the trick is to record each line by line, and you want to like pause between each line. That way, once you or your editor goes into to the video, the video seems seamless. So you want to read, keep talking, keep reading, pause, read script, talk, off script, right? Stay the line, pause, read script, and again, make sure that each pause you want to wait so that way like your face stays in line with the the camera. So each edit seems again like one long recording, not just like a clips together. Now, for guys here, any questions, thoughts on this, ideas, comments?
Oh, I've got so many.
Okay,
Let me kick us off a little bit. So, yes, I love the line trick. By the way, we teach that for webinars as well, because it's just, if you're going to automate and not do things live, you can, if you change the offer, piece of the offer, or you see a huge drop off at a certain point, you can literally just pull it out and reshoot it. So I love that. For these, so For these longer ads that are more of a direct pitch to
Right.
get them onto the big piece of content, what does the conversion look like? Are you looking at the views and how long they're watching? Are you not at all? How are you setting up the actual objective for these type of ads?
Sure. So let's say I'm looking to book calls from these ads, then my first metric is cost per lead. Then once cost per lead is in line with my metrics, then cost per call. Then once that's looking good, then the quality of the call, because the quality of the call is controlled by the hook of the video ad. So let's say your calls are no shows or bad fits, it's the video ad. Change that. Now, Carlo, let's say I'm running this to a low ticket funnel, right? Like a sale, like a low ticket sale to an upsell, and a more sales past that. Then my one KPI is cost per sale on the first sale. So we don't really look at video views or watch time, CTR. The one thing we're looking for is the cost per main result, being sale, lead, or calls. Because again, that's the thing that really drives this more sales to you, not really the view rate and all these vanity metrics that don't really matter at all. Because there are some ads, right? There's some ads with great stats, great watch times, great stick rate, great CTR, but either no one's buying or no calls booked or no clients from the ads. Whereas ads where it's like poor view rates, poor stick time, okay CTR, they're buying, and their clients are coming from the calls. So again, those sales metrics are more important than again the views and like those more vanity metrics in a sense.
Yeah, makes sense. And that's definitely been our experience as well. But I figured I'd get that out of the way because I know sometimes people go for those metrics that they feel like should matter. But it's not always the case that somebody who engages, watches, clicks a link is actually a buyer. Could be a complete audience mismatch. And then, like you said, they're not going to show up, they're not going to convert. And really what you're looking for is money, like in hand. Yeah, totally.
All right. And I believe, so we have, so Yasim asked, what's the mic and audio tools to suggest? So typically, Yasim, your camera or your phone itself, iPhone or Android, most have good mics and good cameras. Now let's say I want to use an external mic, then I would probably use the one I have right here. So what I would do is I would record my video through the phone, but audio through this mic here. And I believe this mic is like a Shure MB, like XLR mic. I could be wrong. Let me double check for you guys.
Is it the Shure SM7B?
Yes, that one.
Okay. It's a popular mic. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Are you not a fan of, so let me ask you this while we're on the topic of audio. Sometimes we find, especially if somebody is coaching, they're coaching something like real estate, something to do with, something they want to show. So they want to be in front of a place, in their restaurant, whatever. Some people use like a lav mic. Do you ever suggest that people do that? Or do you find that it just is not, you might as well just make the area as quiet as you can, maybe kick the noisy people out, shut the windows, and just try to do your best with what's built into the phone already? So
the rules for anything that's done outside like your home or your home office is make sure that there's no wind. That's number one. So no wind blowing that day, because the wind can ruin the audio. So no wind blowing. Ideally, no one else there but you. And whether it's a live mic or like the mic in from the camera, we found it doesn't really affect like conversions and sales that much. Though if you want, to buy a live mic, it's up to you. But the camera the mic from the camera should work fine. But again, no wind, and make sure that you're alone. I believe here Daniel asked, should the ad and landing page videos always be? So Daniel, if you're going to record for Instagram, do vertical. For YouTube or Facebook, do like square, because most of like the best ads for Facebook are shown on the newsfeed, and newsfeed, right, is always like square. So you want to like shoot like this, right, for a meta newsfeed. For IG Reels and like more like an IG audience, you want to do vertical. So IG and TikTok vertical. But I believe for most of us here, it's going to be square, right? It's like a square stop. So how do you improve the audio if you're recording on your phones? So I believe it was Michelle. Michelle, the first thing is make sure that your hand is not blocking, the mic on the phone. That's number one, because it can happen. Second is, of course, speak louder. So project your voice. And typically for audio, just make sure that, again, that you project your voice. You smile, right? You're more hyped up and more to your performance. And if your phone quality is not that good for audio, then I would recommend use your webcam and like a Shure, was it the SMB, as Carla said, a mic, because there are some clients who do record from their webcam and their PC, and those work fine too. Again, this here is like a Zoom call kind of POV, and Zoom call POV, FaceTime POV, like those work really well for ads.
Yeah, I used to always tell people, and I made a note for myself just now, so I'm going to try to keep myself on track with this, but I'll try to dig out one of Dan's old videos. Years ago, believe it or not, Dan used to not be so great on video. And by that, I mean, he wasn't super entertaining. He wasn't very engaging. It was a little flat. It was a little monotone. And he didn't look very comfortable. He looked like he was like in a hostage situation. It wasn't good, but he improved that skill, right? He was very intentional. Like Michelle, I think commiserated with me on the fact that we maybe don't love videos. You do get better at them as you do them. And something that he does is he intentionally decided to exaggerate a tiny bit, kind of using it's a funny example, you guys will get it when I say it, but using the example of like Jim Carrey in The Mask, like the almost like an infomercial, which is how I like to think of it. So you're just doing a little more than you normally would. You're projecting and your expressions are a little more turned on, because you got to smile more, and it can be tough because you're maybe concentrating, right? And so you could find yourself kind of frowning and not looking at the camera and those things. But when you get more comfortable, if you can just dial it up a tiny bit, it really does come across quite a bit. And I'll look for the video because I like to prove it. I like to prove that like there's been a ton of growth over the couple of years, and it really is just about intention and getting the reps in.
Now, I believe Terry asked about an example for a membership ad. So Terry, we do not have one on hand, but we do have ads that do sell low ticket funnels or a live event challenge kind of. So let me know in the chat, like which one do you guys want to see? Low ticket funnel or the live event? James says high ticket. So James, that would have been the first two ads that we showed you guys today. I believe Michelle says low ticket. Jake says live event, low ticket. So it seems low ticket is winning here. Sorry, Jake. Oh. Well, I guess not.
It's democratic here, guys.
Steven or no? Steven, side up. Low ticket from Daniel. So like what, 43?
Yeah, I think the low ticket wins. Sorry, guys.
Let's do low ticket.
As much as I love high ticket. And it's a good point because actually there have been quite a few people in the community that are creating those kind of offers, right? Mm-hmm. The lower ticket stuff, the whether it be a membership or anything like that, just a self-liquidating offer, like the traditional value ladder type of thing. Mm-hmm. So even though I like to admit front that I'm very biased in favor of high ticket, but I get it. Listen, there's room.
Agreed. All right, guys, let's share my screen here and let's look at the low ticket. Oh, Yassine says high ticket. High ticket from Ellie. Oh, well, guys, so the high ticket ads were the first two that we saw. Now for the low ticket ad here, take a look here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how you structure it a little differently. So it's a good question.
Or how they could be the similar structure. Let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, awesome. So let's play it right.
If you want to stop guessing on ads and increase your ROI, then I want to show you how you can stop spaghetti testing and double your conversions in just 24 hours with one simple ad test. If you're spending money on ads, I can almost guarantee you're wasting thousands of dollars on testing. We've worked with hundreds of businesses, and across the board, they're either wasting money on spaghetti testing, or worse, they're not testing at all. And if you think we're talking about A/B testing, we're not. We sprint test. And sprint testing is a data-driven approach that marketers and entrepreneurs are using to rapidly engineer their way to 10x growth. And it begins with one simple Facebook ad test. It's how Peter was able to get $117,000 in sales without even trying. It's how Fabi increased her conversion rate from 8 to 40% in just 3 weeks. And it's how Claire went from 50 sales per week to 400 sales per week with the same ad spend. Imagine the confidence and predictability of your high converting sales funnel, and you've built it knowing exactly what your audience wants and what gets them converting. No more gambling with your money, no more guessing at what will work, just data-driven results that'll skyrocket sales. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click the button below and get access to Ad Domination. This course is packed full of exclusive content, curriculum, and expert coaching. You'll get access to our secret ad test that will show you why you never need to spend more than $25 in 24 hours on an ad test again. And it'll help you learn exactly what your audience wants so you can get the massive repeatable growth that you desire no matter your industry. We've helped hundreds of businesses and business owners just like you to increase their conversion rates in just 24 hours. And now you can test it out for yourself at a crazy affordable cost. Click below to get instant access today.
So that's the low ticket ad. And if I can here, I'm going to show you guys the page where it goes to. Yes, I can't. Awesome. Let me reshare here with the page. So that way I can see the price of the offer. Domination 24. Okay. So that ad goes to, share my screen again. That ad goes to this course. Again, very low ticket, not 4K, 10K, pretty cheap course. Of course, they buy this, upsells, sales team calling, and the typical funnel process.
And it didn't change that much. So good to see. You can use that framework for all kinds of different price points. So question for you that I believe that you are part of the conversation kind of broadly in the community. And guys, dump your questions in the Q&A if you got them. You can also put them in the chat. We're keeping an eye on it. The conversation around targeting.
Right.
Can we talk about that for a minute? There's been a lot of talk about, and I know you probably heard it so much, but over the years, we've heard so much conversation about targeting. If only I can get the perfect targeting, if only I can dial it in, right? And it's just this very, it's like the priority or that the thing that people feel like is really going to make it work is targeting. What are your thoughts on targeting, the conversation around no targeting or open targeting? How do you think about those things on Facebook especially?
Sure. So I love no targeting because it works, and it works even better with video ads. Because going back to the point, Carla, of here with our hook, as I reshare my screen for you guys. So reshare my screen here. So what we've noticed is targeting with Facebook now is being done at the ad level, not the ad set level. So targeting set in the ad set, interests or lookalike audiences, those are signals. And by signals, it means like go north, go south, east or west. Not go to this address because it's where Kim lives, to sell in your course. It's go north, go south, east or west. Now to find the right address of your clients, that's done at the ad level. Now targeting can be really honed in if your hook again speaks to the right avatar. So for example, let's say I have one ad that says if you're a realtor, then ad 2 says if you're a real estate agent. Kind of the same thing, but from what I've heard in those spaces, they don't like those two terms aren't the same thing. So you want to make sure that you speak to the right person in the avatar, in the hook. That's one. 2, what problem are you solving? So again, solve problems, not diagnoses, right? Solve the problems. And 3, what's your offer? Like what's going to help me solve this problem? Like what's the offer? So avatar, problem, and the promise, that's your targeting in the ad. Because with Facebook, they're pretty good at knowing who's going to convert with what video ad. So let's say your avatar is not dialed in, your problem is kind of vague, your promise is very weak, then the ad then targeting kind of sucks there, and the ad's not going to convert. Now we've done tests with like open targeting, interest, etc. We've noticed with targeting nothing, again, going open, the cost per lead and sale is pretty low. Quality can waver if your ad sucks. So of course you want a good strong hook, a good video ad. But we've noticed that the cost per result, lead, call, sales with targeting open is pretty low. So that's where like I can stand now is saying targeting nothing, right? Going open works pretty well. Of course, it works better, or it works best and better when your pixel is more seasoned with data. But there are accounts that we've seen that are brand new, video ad to targeting nothing, and they do pretty well. They do pretty fine. In fact, they do better than accounts that are seasoned targeting audiences or I guess interests at that point.
So crazy. And it's funny for everybody who has been running ads for a while, or has even just been on Facebook for a few years, and been around marketing, especially, and seen in groups. It used to be that we had a lot of power in the targeting, right? There was a lot of things you could do. There was a lot of ways to really drill down and segment people. However, as that has decreased, it seems like at the same time, Facebook's AI has gotten even smarter. They're smarter. And I don't know if any of you guys follow whenever Mark Zuckerberg releases something or talks about what they're working on, gives kind of an update on where they're going as a company. He lately, in the most recent one that I saw, was talking about investing even more into AI. And so I would assume that this is going to get even better, this piece. And I would guess, without even knowing, but I would just make a guess here, that when you do add in more targeting, you're almost tying their hand behind their back a little bit, instead of allowing them to use all of the information that we couldn't even know all of the information, right? There's so much that they know and have access to that we just probably will never see again. Those days are gone, of even having a peek. I don't think we're going to get there, and especially as things get more sophisticated. But yeah, that's a really good point. And I know that's been maybe it's a little tough for people to wrap their mind around, the just allowing, because they want to be very smart with their budget, which makes sense. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that we're on the same page with that, because that's definitely what we've seen as well.
And Carla, I was on this the same fence with going broad, targeting nothing. I'm like, is it going to work? Then I've seen the results, with the clients, like the cost per call, cost per new client acquired, cost per sale. I'm like, this is insane. So of course, money talks, right? When sales come in, right, you shut up and you just do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good point. There's a question here in the Q&A. James asked, he says, Facebook now allows you to create multiple primary text and headlines. Should we add 5 of each for each ad, or separate them for individual ads with one primary and headline?
James, it's a great question. So we've noticed that with ads on Facebook, as a video ad, your cost per result is controlled in the primary text. Then the quality of the lead from the video ad is controlled by, again, the video ad. So we have clients that run five ads, all the same video, change the primary text, then the cost per result, cost per lead and call will differ by, what's being said in there. As for the headline in the ad, we've noticed it's not really that really important, to get results. Of course, meeting clients and sales. Whereas again, the primary text and the video, those two things, those two variables are the most important.
Okay, so back here in the chat, it looks like, let me see where we left off. And I'll go through the list here for you. Michelle says, what is no targeting? So her clients are moms, so I shouldn't target mothers and just leave it open?
So Michelle, no targeting means targeting only the demographic. So their age, their gender, what they speak. So of course, English all, then where they live, the US, that's it. And Michelle, seen as you're kind of like a B2C market or offer. Yeah, I believe that would serve you pretty well, targeting nothing. Because of course, let your ads, so again, your video ad and your text above the ad, let the AI decide based on what's being said in the video, who's going to convert as either a lead or a sale on this video. So again, it's age, gender, where they live, US and English all.
So Daniel brings up budget, and that was on my list too. So he kind of read my mind here. So I know for some people, when they're first starting out, especially, they're the budget question is a big one, right? It's like, how much should they be prepared to spend in order to get that initial data and to get to ideally like their first conversion, right? Their first sale. What are do you have like a way to talk through that calculation, or how do you prepare people when they work with you for that decision?
Sure. So it's a two-part question. The first part is we need to know like what's your budget? Like, are you going to spend big and try to scale, or are you trying to like are you trying to like just spend not as much upfront and say like just get testing data in? So for testing data, typically like the lowest I would go is like $5 per day. Now there have been clients that have run at $5 per day for like 2 months straight, and they've run ads to a group, right? Again, video ads to the group and grown the group from zero to like like a large amount. So that does work, but it depends on your budget and timeline. So do you want like clients now or next month? If now, then I would spend like $20 per ad set. So that could be 40 a day, 60 a day, but per ad set, like 20 per ad set. And that's for the small budget. For the big budget though, like let's say I'm looking to spend like what, 150 per day, that can be done too. So again, it depends on like testing phase, how fast you want results, and like what's your budget. Is it like a big budget, a mass budget, or like a very small, need results now kind of, budget?
Nice. Yeah, working backwards. I like that, based on the goal. That's a good way of thinking these things through. Terry says, should you run all ads under the same ad set for a particular product? So maybe if you sell more than one thing.
So for e-commerce?
Yeah, or even just maybe if you sell 2 different courses, or you have multiple offers that you have out.
Depends.
Out there.
Do all of those offers share the same buyer and avatar, or differing people for each course? Terry, same avatar across all courses, or same or different avatars? Different. Okay. In that case, then you may need a different ad account and pixel, because again, the pixel would be trained to find like one kind of buyer, but a mixture of buyers, differing ages and pain points, it can be confusing.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So now that we're on the topic of pixels, and I'll get back to the list too in case I missed anything. So on the topic of pixels and ad accounts and all of that, we have a compliance training that people can see. It's in a couple different places. It's on its own called Get Account Back, and then it's also part of high ticket selling and modern day copy and all that stuff. So we've been in this world of trying to figure out how to be compliant ahead of time, be prepared, but prepare for the inevitable that you are going to at some point have to have a conversation with Facebook support about your ad account. And how do you suggest people prepare for that? Should they have multiple ad accounts, business managers, what have you? How do you prepare people to be compliant, assuming they follow all the rules, which everybody here follows all the rules, right? Like, right? But you know what I mean? Like, how do you set people up for success in that way?
So first off, right, you want to make sure that you follow all the rules. That's number one. 2 is you can have a backup account for your ads. Though I believe if it's unused, like within a certain time frame, that does get banned like by itself. So keep that in mind too. Now, what I would recommend is, if it does happen, like let's say you get banned, and you've done nothing wrong, right? You've followed all the rules. Apply to their support team using like the confirm your ID step, and then the rest. Because myself, like I've been banned on Facebook for what past like 4 or 5 years, and I got unbanned by following a very simple procedure, ID, a certain script that I follow to make sure that I'm staying in line with the Facebook, and got banned. So if you get banned, it's not the end of the world. You can get banned by just following the steps, I would say. Now, to avoid getting banned though, here's something you guys should do: is of course make sure to not make any claims in your copy, And by copy, I mean the text copy. Because I believe, again, in the post that we saw this week, one of the things that we noticed with video ads, at least, is video ads kind of get away with saying things they probably shouldn't say. Because we've seen some, video ads where they make claims of, make this amount of income in this days and no bans, or even like before and after photos for weight loss. We've seen that too in video ads, not get banned. So video ads tend to get away with a lot of things they probably shouldn't get away with. So kind of a plus sign of using video ads. But again, in your text copy, you want to avoid any claims or anything that they don't like.
Yeah, for now they get away with it, right? We'll see. So on that same topic of compliance, something that has come up a couple of times over the past couple of months, I've had people ask about this on our onboarding call, right. And we dealt with it, of course, over the years as well. The idea of these quote unquote impossible to run ads for offers. Offers that are things that are probably prohibited, close to it, or maybe here's an example, things that are medicalized, right? Like we know Facebook is sensitive to those things for good reason. And so they just seem to look at those a little differently as far as ads go. If you have somebody that comes to you and let's say weight loss, you gave an example of weight loss. Let's stick with that. Let's say the offer is weight loss, but it's weight loss for people with a particular condition. How do you advise that they talk, especially in the written copy, about that weight loss without getting flagged?
So you'd want to focus on the pain points and the problems without really, mentioning any of these medical terms that could get you flagged in the written copy, which again is really hard to do, right? If you're trying to really create some good copy that converts. And that's where, again, that's why we kind of love video ads, because video ads tend to get away with that. Now, Carla, while you were going through that, there's a client that actually recalled here that she ran her video ad on Facebook, which in the video ad, it was like vegan weight loss. And she mentioned all the chronic issues like arthritis and, a lot of medical issues, right, in the ad. And again, the ad didn't get flagged. In fact, the ad ran and she got sales from the ad. So again, video ads tend to get away with these claims and these kind of trigger happy words of Facebook. For written copy, it's a bit harder. You need to, again, avoid the words, but still address the issue and the problem and the promise. But again, do note that can make your copy weaker, which would result in higher cost per results, leads and sales, and a slower process.
Yeah, it's sort of a trade-off, right? But yeah, it's interesting to hear that about the videos. I know that for us, some of our people who have those type of offers will end up over on YouTube, where it seems like the compliance is a little looser, especially for things like real estate and offers that do well over there. But yeah, I agree with you. And it's interesting to hear that you have seen that as well. It's funny to hear you mention the before and after, because that used to be back in the day, it was one of the first, what we would call a cardinal sin of running ads was just don't do it, even years ago, because it was one of the first things that I feel like Facebook caught on to. Also, we usually mention things like results. You mentioned promising. So we would usually say, don't make a claim, don't tie a dollar amount to a time frame. That tends to be pretty that falls into the promise category. So for things that aren't a money-making offer, what are the other things that you would say people should avoid as far as too heavy of a promise in written copy?
Too heavy? Well,
any promise?
I mean,
just don't promise.
By default, right? A promise, it tends to be very heavy. It's pretty
true. That's good. Good point.
So,
good point. Yeah, just avoid.
Well, guys. Again, in doing so, you are making them the market weaker. So I'm
for sure.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't make for great marketing, I guess. Sort of breaks one of the marketing, rules in a way, but necessary if you're going to be running ads, right? You gotta be careful about that kind of stuff. Okay, Michelle says in the Q&A, are we able to mention anything related to mental health or trauma, or will that trigger Facebook?
So my gut and background says yes, Michelle. However, again, just in field proof. Our client Jessie does like grief consulting, and even though I've urged her to not say the word grief in her ads, she says the word grief a lot in her ads, and her ads still get approved and they run. Again, they are video ads, right? Not text, video ads. So you can, for now in video ads, right, use the word trauma. Just again, don't attack the viewer. Just talk about trauma in general, because I believe with these platforms, they don't want like their users to like feel attacked or feel shamed. Like, hey, you have trauma. Buy my course. Like, no, you don't want to say that. It's like, well, if you have trauma, right, and these things can happen, so you want to be very, not in like judging and attack mode, just in more, how do you say this? But getting bad. In more of like
positive.
Positive.
Yeah, and I think something that I usually mention to people, and I wonder if you have a way of saying this as well, is that you want to work with Facebook, YouTube as well, of course. I'm just more familiar, so I'm leaning on the Facebook part. But you want to partner with them, and so you got to keep in mind what their goals are, right? You don't want to be fighting them, and so their goals are to make, like you said, make you feel good, make you feel empowered, make you feel like you could do anything. Oh, and also keep you scrolling. Let's just stick on that point, right? We don't want people jumping off somewhere else, right? They don't want people to feel judged or targeted in any way, or negative about themselves. They want people to feel hope. They want people to feel positive and inspired and all of those things, and very validated. And so they tend to go that way with the way that they write their policies, because they don't want people to jump off. Because I would assume, I know I get surveys, but I would assume they do a lot of surveying to find out why people are leaving the platform or not engaging. And they've got the AI and all of that stuff. So I hope that helps, because I know that can be tough with those offers that are a little more lean into those, I don't want to say negative, but the more serious, topics. How do you address it, and you're clear enough that people know that you're talking to them, but you're also not making it so that Facebook is alerted and thinking that you're kind of working against them in a way.
And Carla, to do that like in the video ads as well, one way to like really show like support and be positive and empowered, smile, right, and of course use a very positive tone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, that goes far, right? To kind of convey that. Yeah. Okay, let me look at my list here. Let's see, we talked about audio quality. I've got all kinds of stuff listed here. Make sure I hit everything while you guys are putting your questions in as well. Oh, here's the one. So there's sometimes people think that they should do X amount of organic first. They should validate this or that first, or that they should hit a certain dollar amount before they do paid ads. What are your thoughts around when people should consider it? And what's the advice there, as far as if you would say hold off until you're at this point in the journey, or this dollar amount, or you validate it in some kind of organic way?
Sure. So are we speaking only for like high ticket?
Yeah, let's take high ticket.
Okay.
It's a good example.
Difference, right?
Because I love
it.
it.
So for high ticket, then what I would do is I would get at least 20K in sales organically, whether it's be like 4 sales at 5K, or like 3 sales at 7-ish K. But 20K to, 1, know the offer is good, 2, know you can sell, right, or sell the offer to people we're kind of cold, and 3, to give you enough cash flow to run ads. So once you've sold at least 20K, or in like 15 to 20K like worth of like your offer, again, to prove the offer can sell, prove that you're a great salesperson, and of course get money for ads, then I would run ads. And so of course, as you know, I love ads. And from the way that I see like organic with ads is when someone sees your ad, they click your ad, right? So they see your video ad, watch video ad, click ad, go to funnel to either buy, the low ticket offer, or, opt into a demo, right? A VSL to watch video to call. Now, most people, what they do see ad, click ad, go to funnel, engage. Then they either go back to the Facebook or YouTube or wherever where they came from, or they say, you know what, I like this person. Let me see more about them. So new tab or your new phone tab, Google, Bing, right? And they try to find you, your socials, reviews, etc. Or they go back to Facebook, right? And they search for you on Facebook to see who you are. So organic works in this way of ads. Is the ad is the lead generation, but your posts on IG or TikTok and YouTube and Facebook on your profile, those are more lead nurturing. So typically when someone sees you in an ad, they find you online afterwards to see, okay, are you the real deal? Oh, you are. Awesome. Book call, pay you for your offer. So again, with organic, it's more like lead nurturing. With ads, not really lead generation. So more proof, more more branding, more more truth that you're real. Because there are some people online who aren't who they say they are, and they just run ads, right? And they have no proof of results, and that can make the sales call a bit hard to close.
Yeah, I love that. I agree so much. Although I don't usually put a dollar amount on it, but I love the 20K idea. That's very good. Being able to validate it, I think, also puts people in a different mind space.
Yep.
So not only do they have like the practical, like, yes, I've got the budget, but they also are like ready because they're confident in the offer, right? They're confident they can close if they get someone on the calendar, like they've got it figured out. Which is why I also harp so much on setting up that machine that we teach in high ticket selling, like get that stuff set up, because then you can start getting a couple of sales. And then before you know it, you're like, all right, like I've validated it. I know this car will drive. Now I need some gasoline, answer that gasoline. So if somebody is just starting out, let's say, and you mentioned a little bit of the IG ads, like that follow, really lower budget, simple stuff. Like if you want some more of this type of content, like be sure to follow. What are some other ways that you've seen people successfully use a small budget to kickstart their audience building? Because I know we do have some people that are brand new, zero audience, brand new at this, new offer, everything.
And Carla, are we speaking with video ads or just anything in general? Anything? Just
anything ads related. Go for it.
Okay. Well, so ads are organic because it's kind of different here.
Well, I guess let me put it to you this way. If I come to you and I say, I've got no audience, brand new socials, but I want to leave my career and I want to teach people this thing that I have a lot of expertise in. I want to build an audience and I don't have a lot of money to spend. What's the best way I could build an audience right now?
Well, the first thing I'd ask is, why do you want to build an audience? That's what I would ask first.
Good question. To get sales, well, clearly, right? To validate the offer. So the initial audience.
Okay. So you could do what I did, which again, what Dan shows, like I believe it's Dan's method in the I think it's old.courses, where Dan mentions, right? You reply to threads in groups.
Yes.
Back to your profile. That was my path actually. So that's what I did. So you could do that. For those that don't know, you go to groups on Facebook, and I found the trick to this is join paid groups, not free groups, paid groups. So buy courses that have groups that your clients will go to, right? Join paid groups, then actively, reply to posts in those groups on Facebook. Then what's going to happen is they're going to say, oh, wow, this guy or girl, right, is pretty smart. Who are they? Click profile, right? Goes to your profile. So now to your page on Facebook should, be primed. So professional, what you do, who you help. And of course, either a pinned post with your 2-step or your opt-in, your lead magnet, or a link to your site or funnel where they can opt in, right? And either book a call with you or, move forward. So I found that to be the easiest path once you've, of course, paid for a course to join a group. Now that only works though if your audience is on Facebook. So let's say my audience is like males 21, they're not really on Facebook. But if my audience is like age 30 to 60, male, female, they are. So for the ones that are younger, Instagram. So let's say I'm on Instagram and I want to grow my audience. Then what I would do is I would create video reels and then boost post. Because by boosting posts, I can choose as an option for the ad to follow page, right? So they'll actually not the follow page, actually go to the page. So they'll go to the page and then follow the page. That way you're going to grow your audience, of course, with paid ads. Then with IG, right, you do stories and reels, right, for like lead nurturing. Then from there, either you have a setter in the chat or you book calls yourself or link in bio, and that works pretty well. So IG, that's boost posts. Facebook, the group method works really, really well. With Facebook, of course, we do run ads, so you could do the ads, but again, if it's a brand new offer and you want to build an audience, then I would do, again, paid group, post in the group, they follow your profile, you have a 2-step post or a link in bio, and that works pretty well.
Yeah, that's been our experience as well. And in fact, it's part of why we're here today, right? Is because if people are, and obviously everybody knows this, it's seen our rules or been following us for a while. We don't allow direct pitch, but just straight in the group. But if you are sharing value, people are just going to find you. Over the years, we've had so many people that have worked together, started businesses together, all kinds of stuff, because someone is just being genuinely helpful. And if you give and you're of service, people are going to reach out and they're going to want to work with you. I promise you. So find those opportunities. Be sure your profile on school is filled out. Also, guys, by the way, and if you're engaging and you're dropping value and people upvote it, you're going to end up on the leaderboard and end up here, just the same way that Kim was. And then people get to hear yeah, this person knows what they're talking about, right? Daniel mentions, any thoughts on TikTok ads, and does doing ads there affect organic reach? What are your thoughts on TikTok?
So ads on TikTok. Okay, so there's again, with this, it's a split question, right? So the ads on TikTok, they work, and they work really well. But here's the issue: they have a lifespan of 1 day. So if you enjoy creating ads every day, then that's your thing.
No.
Have fun with that. Now, from what I've seen and heard, creating the audience on TikTok works better than running the ads, because again, the ads will bring the sales quickly. But again, a 1 day lifespan for an ad is pretty annoying.
So brutal.
Yeah.
We actually have somebody that was in our previous programs about a year ago who got an audience fully organically on TikTok. And it was right when people were really waking up to driving traffic from there to something high ticket. Right. And there was a lot of doubt. But he was somebody who had a pretty decent sized audience over there, and they were converting. It was solely over there. There was no audience anywhere else. And they definitely were converting to a high ticket offer. So, I mean, I've definitely seen it happen. So interesting to hear you say that. And that 1 day is so brutal. Oh my gosh. Maybe that will change in the future, guys. Don't lose hope in that, because who knows? All right. I know we've got to wrap up in a moment here. Any last minute questions, guys, in the chat? And then Kim, please give me your how people can connect with you. Give it to me after this in a message, and I will put it under this workshop as well. Because I know people will probably hover over your name and follow you on School. But for everybody who's not using School consistently, even though you should, please do it. We love School. It was helpful. Oh, good.
Michelle,
any last minute questions?
To have a social audience to a new offering for them to want to start doing courses. So Gabe, no, because last month our client Bobby created like a brand new offer from scratch to help Christian authors write and launch their first book. He had no followers, he had no email list, no groups, anything, right? But he had a good offer, which I believe he sold to the first 5 clients for like $2,000. So we've seen that if your audience is like 0 and you're from scratch, make sure the offer is good, right? The right avatar, the right problem you're solving, and the right promise that you're offering. Great offers can sell to people with no audience, no case studies, and first no proof.
Yes, that will whiteboard webinar way of doing things, guys. It really does work. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate you hopping on. I promise I'll probably tag you in the future. Continue to do that because I appreciate you sharing. It's been really good. Any last thoughts you want to share with everybody?
Oh, myself? In chat. Last thoughts. Hey guys. So
Put you on the spot. I know. No.
I got
Thanks for
lost.
being here, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And yeah, you'll see Kim inside the community. If you guys want to help us out and share things that you're knowledgeable about, jump in there, drop some value. Guys, if you see somebody dropping value, please hit the like or comment under it so they move up the leaderboard, and we'll be bringing more of these to you as well. All right, Kim, thanks so much. Thanks, guys. I'll let you guys get back to your day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.
See you.